On today's video, Kung Fu Hot Dog is perfecting that authentic 1980s broadcast sound, and thus you may hear the odd milliseconds of distortion.
Let's push the button marked idiot and see what comes out.
Sorry, I can't hear you. Can you speak up louder, please? Oh. And slap him in the face. May the Force and the Mandalorian and Grogu, that little dipstick, be with you. Now, 4 hours ago, folks, Star Wars themselves, Disney, dropped the brand new trailer for the Mandalorian and Grogu. I know I've just said those two characters in this introduction, but of course, it just gets more funnier each time I say it. And we're going to look at the brand new trailer, folks, in glorious 4K. But then again, I shouldn't really be that flattering and in praise of this. I don't know if it's the same one that we saw a few weeks ago that leaked from a Disney convention, right? Because to me, that was just like a sizzle reel. It wasn't even a trailer. So I expect this one will tell us the story of what Mandy and Grogu are up to. I've got a funny feeling this is a side quest mission movie, because if you watch the first two shows, I don't even want to think about the third series. Nobody does.
Enjoy your meal, don't get up.
We have a problem.
A droid problem.
Fat girl, do some more exercise.
But seriously, every episode was just a fetch quest, wasn't it? So without further ado, folks, if you end up liking this video, maybe consider subscribing and maybe hitting that like button. Without further ado, let's get on with today's opening titles. Where's the Disney Channel? Oh, look at Grace's face right there. Here we go. Star Wars on the official Disney Channel. And yes, it is 4K, ladies and gentlemen. And it's amassed over 1 million views in the space of 5 hours. Did you see what I did there? Star Wars, space. Don't save the booze for later. And when I say booze, I mean whiskey or some other form of alcoholic beverage. Let's go, folks. Oh, that's a little run to brainwashed C-3PO. Was it Return of the Jedi or The Rise of Palpatine? One of those friggin' films nobody cares about, but let's carry on. Oh, me, Master. Sigourney Weaver, all right. Sorry, I can't hear you. Can you speak up louder, please? Oh. And slap him in the face. Yeah, this looks like it's the same trailer that we saw, that real rough cut, the 480p graded trailer. So far, no dialogue. I suspect that's going to come up here, but let's carry on. And we know, of course, that Pedro Pascal is not in costume. He's the man who sits in the ADR voice box recording his lines. I guess the music is good. Oh, God. Yeah! That's Rhoda. Rhoda the Gladiator, because I suspect, and I've heard this mentioned before by other YouTube content creators, this is probably going to be a gladiatorial scene with Mando and somebody else. So more fighting. This film is going to be very heavily action-packed, directed by Jon Favreau and I think produced by Dave Filmaholi, but who knows? And honestly, just looking at this shot right here, it looks very cheap. I don't think the budget for this film is very big. I'm gonna estimate maybe $100 million, maybe even cheaper than that. Maybe Disney are going down a very strange gamble with this film, because Jon Favreau is known to be an economical film director. He doesn't over-budget his productions. He keeps it within a certain frame, a certain guideline, right? So we'll just carry on.
Impressive.
I wish I could say the same about this effing trailer. Do you mind? I just roared. Yep, so again, here we go. If you look here, that is definitely This is definitely not the way, folks, but if he said impressive, yeah, he's not just in the audience. Again, just some of these freeze frames right here, folks, and yes, we're still using that 1980s term even in 2025. Just looks very unimpressive, Mando. Okay, at, we like. Dun, dun. This has to be the dumbest title I have ever seen, by the way. Star Wars, The Mandalorian and Grogu. Bloody hell. Don't you mean forced for IMAX? Like, may the force be with you? Forged for IMAX makes no sense whatsoever. Who thought of this? And why is it in the cheapest looking font I have ever seen? Speaking of cheap, folks, I'm going to get back to that point in a minute, but let's carry on.
Good shot, baby.
Good shot, baby. Are you kidding me? May 26. The film is not yet rated. Well, no, but it will be Boo-rated. And by the way, let's do that, folks. Let's go on over to X and see what people thought about it. Now, I'm just going to bring this out a little bit without giving away. Well, it's too late now. You can see what I've got underneath the browser right here. But have a look at that. No effing thanks. Y'all killed Star Wars and pissed on its graves years ago. This is the poster, but I'll talk about it in a bit more detail in a few minutes. Spider-Man, no. Who cares? This is the way. Where's Cara Dune? Oh, wait. Oh, yikes. Yeah, well, again, they were going to shoot this movie without Gina Carano anyway. Oh, look at that. Or anyway, I should say. Look at that. Insanely tacky and cheap. Well, again, that's something else I'm going to draw your point to. And that is obviously the dude from The Bear. Crazy that neither Sigourney Weaver nor Jeremy Allen White's names made the poster, which is true. You think with the member berries going on with this actual poster, because Jon Favreau likes the old member berries, if you know what I mean, why didn't they include their names? But again, you don't want to evoke Aliens Ripley because it is a Star Wars picture, but I understand where they're going with that. Jeremy Allen, if I'm not mistaken, was the original Boba Fett, right? That dude. Why is that camera? Can you stop zooming in on my face, please? Gosh, I know I'm a pretty boy, but please. Leonidas, for the first time since the Great Fall, when Disney swallowed Star Wars, I genuinely feel hyped for the galaxy far, far away. Nice poster, by the way. Can someone give me info if Kathleen Kennedy is out yet? Heard some rumors some time ago. We all heard the rumors, my friend, and unfortunately they are still rumors at this stage. But let's have a look at the poster right here. And yeah, I've heard people say it's meant to be like a 1970s comic book style presentation, right? A cover, like an art cover. I get more that it's like probably 1960s 50s Pulp Fiction, if you get my drift. If Star Wars was set in that era, this feels like the theme of this particular publications back in the day. Pedro Pascal as Din Djarin, or Jean Dujardin as I like to say, and Grogu as himself, which is such a stupid thing. I mean, you have to kind of blow this up to actually read it properly. It's so ridiculously weird. I mean, it's so awful. As somebody said in the comments, this looks like concept artwork before they give it to the artist for the finished product. But if you look at the Star Wars X page, Disney, this is the actual poster, which is hilarious to me. So if only it were the case that it was concept, but this is the final thing, which to me actually spells out the fact that Disney has no faith in this or Star Wars, and they just want to be one and done with it. It's a lack of respect for Star Wars. So when that guy says you've pissed on the graves of everybody involved, he's not wrong. And you got Sigourney Weaver just sort of casting a glance at the background thinking, you know what, it's a paycheck day for me, I don't really care. And it just looks really, really absolutely awful. Now, I went to Chat GPT and I said, listen, bro or sis. Actually, I do think Chat is a AI girl where I'm concerned. I said, listen, can you just do me a solid and recreate this poster? So using the Nano Banana model for my AI creations, I came up with these two doozies, and have a look and see what you think. Now, this is pretty good. And you're probably wondering, Kung Fu, why is there a busty space princess at the back of the poster? Well, I made the movie. I have final dibs on what this poster looks like. All right, so if you've got a problem with it, go to HR. But the busty princess will definitely sell a few more tickets, if you know what I mean. I don't know why these DEI inclusions are in the poster, because nowhere in my prompt did I say I want BLM members in a space poster in a fictional galaxy far, far away, right? But that's neither here or there. But this is my absolute favorite. Get ready, folks. Look at that. Oh, come on, it's getting right. Let's just zoom in on that. Let's just zoom in on those particular assets, which I have crafted so lovingly, if you know what I mean. Come on, are you telling me you wouldn't go and watch this Star Wars film if you saw a busty woman like that with ready for action? I mean, I'm getting so tongue-tied at the moment, but can you blame me? I mean, cut off the head of the Mandalorian and Grogu, and let's concentrate on this beauty right here. Honestly, if you gave this property to Saudi Arabia or the United Arab Emirates and say, make your own version of Star Wars, this, I guarantee, is what they will come out with. You got one DEI inclusion at the end there, which is fine, and everything else just looks much, much better. Then I have to remind you, folks, of, I've got to show you this one more time, of this. This is what they think is going to put bums in seats. But I think if you look at this babe right here, she can definitely put her bum in my seat. Now, I want to get back to the original starting screen here, folks, and give you some thoughts and predictions. Am I going to watch this film when it comes out? I probably will, because I'll be curious to see what the actual final word of mouth is going to be. I think the consensus will be, it's a good film. If you like the TV series, you'll love this. But if you're signed out from Star Wars, then probably give it a miss. I think the box office prediction, and I think I said it before in a previous video, that it'll be around the $750 million mark. I will say between 700 to 750 million. So somewhere in that ballpark. The reason why I say that, because people are starved of a good Star Wars film. When I hear Mandalorian and Grogu are in a movie all together, they might go along to watch. But I think it's going to be a series of fetch quests. It's not going to be... if it's going to be an actual story that ties in this series all together, because remember, folks, the rumor was that the film was actually meant to be season 4, but that got all scrapped, and now they decided to actually tie up loose ends once and for all, and that will be the end of it. But of course, Pedro Pascal is the star, the man not in the costume. Will he make any more faux pas before the opening of this film in May? Well, your guess is as good as mine, but since he likes to saddle up with Jimmy Kimmel wearing dubious t-shirts after Mr. Kimmel's suspension, not firing, from ABC, one can only tell, one can only wait. And on that one, ladies and gentlemen, if you were me and if I were you, who definitely has a clue, make sure you give this video a like. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. And if I were you, if you were me, I will catch you catching me for the return of the next video.